Thank you for having me today. I'm going to give a personal story from a mother of a patient in the Royal Children's Hospital. To start with, this is not a witch hunt, or I'm not looking for someone to blame. I'm here to explain the ramifications of a flawed process from a mother's perspective. I remember the words of the surgeon, "It is a relatively straightforward operation," and the words of the obstetrician at delivery, "We have a good one here." It was a far cry from the next years of extreme difficulty and frustration. Jack was diagnosed with a diaphragmatic hernia at 19 weeks gestation, born on the 5th of June 2000. It has been an incredibly bumpy road and continues to be so. This is Jack's story. The night of the birth, Jack was transferred to the Royal Children's Hospital. This is the X-ray that shows the gas in the left side of the chest that you can see that's within the bowel that has passed through the congenital hole in the diaphragm. Sorry, I was looking over this side. That's the bowel up into the chest there, and that's the right lung looking quite clear. So most of the gut has come through the hole in the diaphragm, just sitting up into the chest there. Oops. Sorry.
Just press the keys.
Okay, that one, okay. Oops, can you... Sorry, I'm not very good at that. Okay. This one? Yep. At 2 days old, the repair was performed. An X-ray taken the day after surgery shows a flat diaphragm line, and the diaphragm has been repaired here. So it's looking quite good. This slide is it's an X-ray taken 13 days post-surgery. An independent report of this X-ray states he has a gradual build-up of fluid on the left side of the chest. The X-ray did not appear to look particularly normal. He was discharged not long after. He came home a very sickly, unsettled baby and failed to thrive. And what we're looking at here is the just the fluid in the left side here that's gradually building up around the lung, and you can't really see the diaphragm here at all anymore. We continue with regular appointments at the Children's Hospital. Post-surgery, Jack developed an incisional hernia in which surgery was suggested to repair this. An X-ray again was taken on the 8th of April 2001 when Jack was 10 months old. The bowel looks to be above the diaphragm in this particular image. This is actually the same X-ray. This was the last This was the last X-ray taken before Jack was due to have day surgery to repair the incisional hernia. This X-ray shows a possible reoccurrence of the diaphragmatic hernia and is suggested by the radiographer that Jack has a complete review, although this wasn't performed, which is... actually, I might just not worry about this.
Just tell us what happened.
Ah, there you go.
Don't worry about the detail.
That's just the side. Okay. Jack was admitted into day surgery for the repair. Many hours later, I was called into a room which the surgeon explained that Jack's lungs were not in particularly good condition. He went on to explain that due to this, he had a respiratory arrest under the anaesthetic. Jack did not recover from this surgery and I remained confused and very unclear of why it had all gone so wrong. This X-ray was taken on the 17th of January 2002, immediately post-incisional hernia repair. In this X-ray, you can see the heart has shifted over to the right, and what appears to be loops of bowel into the chest, and the stomach sitting up high also. Jack's health continued to decline. He began to lose a lot of weight, unsettled, vomiting, inability to sleep, bowel noises in the shoulder blade area, constant abdominal pain, large stomach distension. I'd expressed my concerns to the medical professionals in the hospital, who through review discussions felt it was most likely an eventration. It was an extremely stressful period of time, as I was certain that this was not the case. I continued to take Jack into emergency it was almost getting to a weekly visits because he was so ill, trying to raise my concerns. Most times I was sent home with the advice to increase fluid and Panadol, saying it was a stomach bug. I was becoming distressed, searching for someone to listen, to investigate Jack's declining health more thoroughly. I began to lose faith in the hospital and sought help from local doctors just out of sheer desperation, although they continued to refer Jack back to the hospital. This cycle went on for 18 months. Oops. This photograph illustrates the severity of Jack's ill health. He spent most of the time sleeping in his baby brother's pram. He became too weak to walk, spending most of the time sleeping through lack of energy and severe discomfort. For 18 months, he remained extremely unwell, with radiology reports that asserted his diaphragm was not normal. A further X-ray on the 31st of May 2003 showed a distended stomach and much of his bowel in the chest. I recall this evening as Jack was laying listlessly on the couch, vomiting for days, with a huge distended stomach. I again put him in the car for another visit into emergency, being prepared to again be sent home. This night Jack was admitted into the hospital immediately, and the hernia repair operation was conducted on his 3rd birthday, 2003, in which he also had a bowel resection. This is his post-operative X-ray, which looks clear and his heart is in the spot it should be. Sorry, just going back to this X-ray here, as you can see, nearly all of the bowel is up into the chest, and the heart is shifted right across to the right. It took many months for Jack to regain weight and strength. The improvement not only in Jack's physical health but mental health was vast. He thrived once he was home, and for the very first time in years he was smiling and laughing. It was like I was meeting my own child for the very first time. He was a completely different child to what I had always known. Jack is now 16 and a half. He continues with ongoing health issues relating to this period of time, and his quality of life has been second rate. When raising my concerns with the hospital, I have faced a wall of silence and have experienced how dare you question approach from the medical professionals, but also the hospital administration. I've personally faced a lack of transparency, communication, respect of opinion. I have had no support or guidance, and I have developed a lack of trust. Not only am I concerned for Jack's future, but for the future patients whose voices may not be heard. That's basically it. So thank you for listening.